Today's topic, an interesting topic, one that there's a lot of misinformation and disinformation regarding business credit scores, and how important it is and how it actually works. And there are all these different programs and different people talking about it. So today's headline topic, money topic, the secret truth about business credit scores revealed. All right, my friends, let's jump into our money topic, our headline topic, business credit scores. How important are they? How do they work? What is the truth about business credit? And there's a lot of different information about this, Ty, and you and I have been involved with business credit. I actually kind of got into the business funding space really full time, working for an organization, not really working for them, but they had like a program where you could resell their corporate credit program, and it's been around a long time. And that was when I first learned about business credit. Well, no, actually, that's not true. It was actually back in 2010, in the middle of the recession. You know, my personal credit wasn't where I needed to be, and so I was trying to get financing for my business at the time. And so somebody was telling me corporate credit could be the way. And so we invested some money into learning about corporate credit. We got a corporate credit coach, and they were promising, yeah, you're going to have $50,000 in financing. We're super excited, because then the idea was, well, you don't need good personal credit because your business credit is good, right? And what's been your experience? Like, what's some of the misinformation or disinformation? I can tell a little bit more about that story that you've seen in the business credit world. And there's positives and negatives like any topic. But what's been your experience? Because you have a lot of experience with corporate credit as well.
Yeah, it's where to begin? There's a lot. I would say the biggest thing is just the misunderstanding. And when the topic we're going to talk about of what's real and what's BS when it comes to business is going to be discussed a lot in this money topic as well, because people, I'm sorry, this is probably the last thing that you want to hear, but if you started your Amazon business yesterday and you have 0 sales and someone calls you and says, in 90 days, I'm going to get you $50,000 in business credit because you're going to have a 95 Paydex score, no, that would be categorized as the BS. Yes, your personal credit score does still matter with the vast majority of business funding opportunities. I mean, if you're a Google-sized business, yeah, you're probably going to get some true corporate credit and some real offers that have nothing to do with your personal credit. But Leo, you and I are a business that, you know, we don't need to talk about how much revenue we do. We have 30 employees. We're a decently sized organization, and guess what? We still have to be tied to business credit. It doesn't mean that we necessarily, it's not going to show up on our credit report, but they still want to look at the personal credit of the person or the individual backing this business or backing the loan. So I'm not saying that corporate credit is bad, because I'm sure you'll talk about this here in a minute. There are a lot of really, really good things, a lot of very important aspects behind corporate credit, but corporate credit for too long has been looked at as this shortcut to sneak around bad personal credit, and that's just not the case, especially not anymore. These bureaus have gotten way too smart for that.
No question. In fact, before the recession of 08-09, KeyBank had a true business credit card, and if you had really good business credit with Dun & Bradstreet Business Experience, you actually could get maybe a $5,000 business card, and if you took good care of it, you could get the limit increased. And that went away after the 08-09 recession. There might have been a couple others, and those products have never come back. And so business credit, let's first get into what makes business credit valuable, just so we can kind of get right to that. So number one, it reduces personal liability because you're building the business's credit, and the business can qualify for some things, and some things it cannot. You're still going to need a good personal credit. It will help you to get better corporate credit funding. If they look at your personal credit's good and then they look at the business credit, perfect. Now you might get a bigger credit limit.
And better rates.
You might get better rates. Yeah. You might get a better loan. And so those are so in terms of value number one, you do reduce some personal liability on some very stringent business credit lines. Like you might be able to get a $2,000 business card with Chevron in the name of your business without using personal credit. You might be able to get a $2,000 Office Depot card or Staples card, not using personal credit. So that way you're reducing personal liability a little bit, but it's never going to be cash usable, right?
Yeah.
The biggest, so for me going back to 2010, when I went through this journey, it was about 6 months and we spent thousands of dollars to build our corporate credit. And at the end of the day, we realized, well, I got some gas cards, I got the Staples card. The biggest thing I think I got was maybe a $6,000 or $7,000 credit line with Amazon in the name of the business, and so that was the best one that we got. But everything else was small, maybe $1,000, $1,500 or less, and stringently connected to a store like a Staples, like an Office Depot, like a Chevron. So I wasn't able to use my business credit to actually build my business. My business needed to spend money on marketing. My business needed to spend money on websites, on employees, and I couldn't take that business credit per se and get the cash funding I needed unless I had the good personal credit. So that's the truth of the situation when it comes to business credit and personal credit. Now, a couple other things the business credit's really good and helpful with is it does increase the value of your business. I mean, sure, if you have a good business credit score, maybe it will sell for more. Maybe. And then also it's a public record thing, right?
Yeah, it is.
Personal credit, I can't look at your personal credit unless you give me permission, but anybody can look at our business credit without any permission because it's a public record thing. You can check Walmart's business credit score. You can check Tesla's business credit score and just pay for an $80 to $100 report at Dun & Bradstreet, and that's public information. So if you're trying to land a big contract with a Walmart to get your product into Walmart, or you want to land a big government contract, maybe with the DOD, and you want to provide weapons of mass destruction or whatever, then they're going to look at your business credit. Absolutely.
It's interesting you bring up Walmart because I actually had a client, this was probably 4 years ago. It's been a while, but they called me, very weird call. They call me and they don't say, Ty, I need funding, I need money. They say, Ty, I need my business credit built very, very quickly. Thinking, what on earth, what's going on here? And they said, I have this awesome contract with Walmart, but they want to look at my business credit rating, my payday score, my this, my that. They want to make sure that I'm a good, reputable business, that I pay things back, that I do things on time. And so that case in point, Leo, they missed out on this awesome contract with Walmart because they didn't have any corporate credibility. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And a contract with Walmart can be a life changer.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be millions, if not tens of millions of dollars of your product because Walmart has so many stores. Walmart does more than $500 billion in annual sales. I think they're up to $600 billion. 0.6 of $1 trillion in total sales. And so if you get your product in Walmart, it's a game changer, a life changer if your product sells on Walmart. And so that's a great lesson that you just shared there. And it's one that I've always talked about theoretically. I've actually never heard the truth behind it, and that's powerful what you're sharing there. So like anything, like any subject, like any topic, there's two sides of it. There's truth, there's BS, there's the misinformation out there and what really it can be about. And so it can be super helpful, but it's not the end-all be-all solution. At the end of the day, if you are a business owner or you're in the business finance space, you're going to still need good personal credit. Good corporate credit goes really well together with good personal credit, and by itself, it doesn't do nearly as much as you would want it to do. So if we just unpack it quickly, there's 3 business credit bureaus out there. You've got Dun & Bradstreet, which is the oldest, the biggest. You've got Experian Business, and then you've got Equifax Small Business, and those are the 3 main credit bureaus out there for business credit scores. And interestingly enough, with the business credit score ranges, they're different, right? In personal credit, we've got FICO scores from 350 to 850, that 500-point range there. In business credit, with the Dun & Bradstreet, they give you a Paydex score, and that Paydex score is from 0 to 100. And a Paydex score, what's a good Paydex score that you should be?
They say above 85.
Yeah, exactly right. You're 85 on your Paydex score. You're paying your bills on time. You've got established business credit. And then what's interesting is once you have that Dun & Bradstreet foundation, then it becomes that much easier because Experian will actually check your Dun & Bradstreet before they start building your Experian profile. And so what's different from business credit to personal credit is Personal credit, I go get my car loan and it reports automatically. But if I get a business credit line, like how does that work?
It just depends on the lender. They don't legally, it doesn't have to be reported. And so sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they'll go to one of these bureaus. Sometimes you have to request it and they'll do it for you. So it's really just, you got to do your homework on this and ask the right questions to these lenders.
Exactly right. So you have to actually build out your business credit profile, make sure everything matches. But at the end of the day, it can be a very positive and good thing. Every business owner should get their business credit set up. But if you are treating it as a crutch and you're going to have to, you can jump right to cash funding and financing in the name of your business without having good personal credit. That's not true. That's the myth. That's the disinformation out there. That is not true. You're going to need both good personal credit and good business credit to get the best business credit funding possible for your business. And that, my friends, is the truth about business credit